Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the new ODST weapons added to Halo 3 and compare them to the original weapons in the actual Halo 3 ODST. And the purpose of that is to see what differences there are between the ones added to Halo 3 and the original. To see if anything has changed, anything has been improved, and so on. Because if you see my previous videos, there definitely are differences for some of them, but I never really got into like the very specific differences. So we're going to be looking at what those exact differences are for this video. So let's start with the Silenced SMG. And well, this is basically like the premier weapon of Halo 3 ODST, the highlight of the game, essentially. And we're going to look at the original weapon first to establish a baseline in the original. So the original Silenced SMG has a max range of 40 world units. Each bullet it fires has a velocity of 400 world units a second, and it has a fire rate of 15 rounds per second. And each round does approximately 6 points of damage. So overall, its damage per second is 90 points of damage. So this is the original weapon, the baseline. Now the new one in Halo 3, this one, well, it's basically the same. It also has a max range of 40, has a velocity of 400 world units. Its fire rate is also 15. It also does 6 points of damage per shot. And with that, that means it also does 90 points of damage per shot. So as far as I can tell, maybe there might be like a few tweaks somewhere else, like, you know, very subtle that I didn't notice, but as far as I can tell, the Silenced SMG in Halo 3 is pretty much identical to the one in the original one in ODST. So let's move on to the next weapon, which is the Auto Mag, or I guess some people call it the Silenced Pistol as well. But this one in the original version of Halo 3 ODST has a max range of 40 world units. It has a velocity of 180 world units a second. Each bullet does 6 points of damage. And for its fire rate, I guess like how quickly you shoot its bullets, it takes 0.075 seconds between shots before you can fire again. And as for its recoil, it has a recoil rate of 0.01 all the way up to 2.5 the more you fire, and its spread is 0.01 to 1.5 the more you fire, and that's basically just its rate. I can't really explain exactly how that works, but it's just the rate of recoil and spread. Now, as for the one in Halo 3, it also has a max range of 40 world units. It also has a velocity of 180 world units a second. However, its damage has increased from 6 to 16, so each shot does more damage. However, the downside is that the fire rate is lowered, and it now takes 0.28 seconds between shots instead of 0.075 seconds between shots. However, as you saw there, it has no recoil and no spread, so it is a very accurate weapon, just has a lower fire rate. So the last new weapon from ODST added to Halo 3 is the Brute Plasma Rifle. And in the original ODST, well, I do want to mention first that the Brute Plasma Rifle in Halo 3 ODST is essentially just a reskin of the regular Plasma Rifle from Halo 3. All the stats are the same, it's just the color is changed, essentially. Which means it has a max range of 40 world units, a velocity of 25 world units a second, and its fire rate starts at 6 and increases to 9 shots per second. Each shot does a damage of 6, so basically its damage per second it ranges from 36 to 54 damage per second. Now, as for the new one in Halo 3, as you saw in previous videos, it was changed to be a lot more like the Halo 2 version. So its max range has been lowered a little bit down to 30. The velocity is still the same, 25 world units a second, but the fire rate is a lot quicker. It starts at 10 instead of 6 and increases up to 12 the more you fire instead of 9. And its damage has also been increased a little bit from 6 to 4. So its damage per second is 100 to 120. So it's faster, it does more damage, however it overheats quicker. So that is basically the trade-off with the Brute Plasma Rifle. But like I said, that's because it's a lot closer to the Halo 2 version of it than the Halo 3 version of the Plasma Rifle. So that's basically the differences. So the Silenced SMG appears to be mostly the same. However, the Auto Mag and the Brute Plasma Rifle had quite a few changes when added into Halo 3, and those changes were all likely for balance reasons, so that they make sense in like a multiplayer sandbox in Halo 3, whereas the original versions, like for example the Brute Plasma Rifle, would have been like redundant because it would have been the exact same as the regular Plasma Rifle, and the Automag probably would have been like really bad if the original was used. So yeah, so there you guys have it. Those are all the differences with the new ODST weapons versus the originals. Hopefully you guys found this video to be interesting. If you did, as always, make sure to leave a like. I'll leave your thoughts in the comments, and if there's something to check out or look into, just let me know. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!